Big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, pass the big screen when he stretch your disc. And I'm talking a few $100,000, you just on your fifth grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Hey, hundreds and fifties and twenties, no blocks and no fingers, no count on it. Hey, she want it like me, cause that she can count it up. She try to be nosy, hit her line, she like, girl, you can get.
We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board like we keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. 30 on my wrist, what a point to guard. Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. 100 million bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, blue punts. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Ça y est, on y est, c'est bientôt la fin de la saison dans Madden 2020. Et avant de commencer notre nouveau match, comme d'habitude, on va faire le tour des nouveaux messages que l'on reçoit. Alors, c'est un défenseur. Qu'est-ce qu'il nous dit? On avait déjà eu un message un petit peu de ce type-là. Il dit qu'il adore défoncer les quarterbacks. Il dit qu'au bout de plusieurs reprises, ils finissent par abdiquer. On a le choix, comme d'habitude, de lui manquer de respect, de l'intimider ou autre. On va rester soft. On dit qu'on aime ça. Et bien sûr, on se donne rendez-vous sur le terrain. L'objectif, ça sera de le battre. Petite séance d'entraînement pour se chauffer.
Today's a work day, gentlemen, and you know what that means? We got to get better today. What I want to know is, who's ready to work? I'm ready to work. Are you ready to work? If you are, then go out and prove it to me. Show me what you got.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. 15 Lonnie, 15 Lonnie. Hut, hut.
Ouais, ça va, l'objectif est pas trop compliqué. Pas de distance à parcourir.
Set, go.
Ça passe. 2 sur 2 pour l'instant.
Set, 8, read. Hut, hut.
Ouh, c'est limite. Ah ouais. A été sorti.
Ready up. Set, go.
Son collègue à côté était aussi bien placé.
Ready, set. Ready, go.
Hey, you know what, guys? That was pretty dang good. And you know what gets me really excited? You haven't even reached the top of your potential yet. Not even close. Each and every one of you should take that as a challenge and see if you can find that next level.
Bon, on a juste loupé un. Les Texans Houston. Alors eux, ils ont perdu autant de matchs qu'ils en ont gagné.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got a good one on tap between the visiting Houston Texans and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. With the echoes of cannon blast still ringing in our ears from the north end zone, the Bucs were introduced a moment ago, and they are all set as their guys will do battle with the Houston Texans. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Ready, 41. And Lobo. Check 41. Let's go. Ready.
On play action, they'll throw. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
C'est bien jeté hein, pour pouvoir la récupérer.
Man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've
Caméra a du mal à être sur le ballon.
And it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes two to tango. They'll look to throw here. And incomplete. An excellent play downfield. Should have been picked off, really. But second down instead. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization.
Il était 5 dessus.
Je
peux pas faire grand chose. Bon, il l'a récupéré. On est bien.
And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory, right at the 40. They'll look to throw. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Let's go.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
And him running the football is not something that defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
On the double. 7's the Mike. Mike 37. Get him. Get him. Get him.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
Oh,
that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Peut-être un petit peu puissant.
You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot. Of course, the incompletion.
Ah merde.
Second would have been a tough catch though. Falls incomplete.
Pas bien, pas bien,
Another
pas
throw
bien.
on second down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks.
Oh joli. Allez, joli, tout plein cette passe.
His 5th touchdown back on the year. And the Bucs take the ball on the field and score.
C'est pas gagné, hein. Le défenseur était bien dessous.
Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there. That nice opening drive because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into.
Transformé. Ah, ils sont marqués 3 points.
Let's go now. let's go now, let's go now. 30 pace, let's go. Come on, oh, come on, oh.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this one caught by Cameron Braid. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Le premier quart va se terminer
Chris
là-dessus.
Godwin, the former Penn Stater, should see an increase in action and production in 2019 with Adam Humphries and Deshaun Jackson gone from the team. 842 yards in 2018, second only to Mike Evans on the Buccaneers.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After run, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, set, 50, plant. Here we go, here we go. Hut, hut.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
And that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far in this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Watch the screen! Watch the screen! Ready!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
Oh, c'est pas possible.
Picked up by the corner, Roby.
Interception, baby, all day, all day.
Ouais.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Hard to believe, but the regular season starting to draw to a close. We've got the final Sunday night game of the year coming up later tonight. Matt Nagy and the Bears hosting his mentor, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs.
On the set.
On la récupère.
I'm coming. You got double tight. Double tight. 3 let's go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Over the middle to Evans. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards on the play. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw.
Tout seul. Oh, il passe. Il passe. Ah, c'est dommage. C'est dommage. Il était déséquilibré. Il a quand même tapé 2. Hein.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you across state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday.
Oh, dommage. Il a pas du tout regardé son quarterback.
There's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Covers that time by Aaron Colvin.
On va essayer d'avancer en puissance. Allez, vas-y. 32. Ah, il y a un trou, il y a un trou. Ah, bon. Il a pu avancer un petit peu. Bon, là la question c'est est-ce qu'on refait un passage en force ou est-ce qu'on tente une passe qui pourrait se transformer en touchdown. Il y a un trou, il y a un trou. Ah là 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 là. Oh, c'était chance que j'ai. Ah, j'ai cru que le Semaine, le 99, il allait me taper, il m'a pas eu. Parcours comme ça, 100 yards, hein, en tant que quarterback depuis le début de la saison.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in.
99 a un peu merdé, autant mieux pour moi.
But were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big first down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
Set, ready. 10 Tucson, 55. Better bring, ready, go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a minuscule gain.
C'est rattrapé le 99.
From the 6 to the 5.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get,
Ah, putain. Oh, le carton.
Against him and his team.
Or yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player as well as a physical specimen.
Oh là là, touchdown, putain, ça s'est joué à pas grand chose. Là, je veux bien voir le ralenti caméra du dessus, parce que on n'en va pas forcément bien le voir, mais voilà, c'est là. Oh. Allez, on met le pied dessus, hein, mais c'est vraiment. Ça se joue à rien. Ouais, 13-14, c'est transformé. Ils ont pas marqué.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's going to go down. He's backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Il m'a littéralement jeté comme une merde. Ah, ça y est, ils sont venus. 8-14.
Okay, Frank, 7's the Mike. Mike 37. Okay, double up. And go!
He'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Ah, pour une fois, c'est...
Ouais.
J'ai l'impression que c'est contre nous. On a reculé. Allez, vas-y. Oh, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Non, je crois qu'il s'arrête juste devant. On va voir. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure on the passer.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Evans once again the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
Oh putain, je me suis encore fait avoir. Merde. Terrible. 99.
Now that is 9 sacks for him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his
pas retenu le nom de celui qui m'avait chambré.
Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
The Bucs on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 19. He'll look to throw.
Non.
And that is incomplete.
On repère la balle. On récupère. Ça bouge, ça bouge.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Allez, vas-y, vas-y, vas-y. C'est joli.
Touchdown Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the interception by the Bucs D leads to a touchdown. And man, Charles, talk about zinging something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this, after that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown.
Ah, on va tenter 2 points.
Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2. They'll try and run with Ellington.
Cartonné, non.
And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line. And the lead is going to stay.
Une défense. Toujours 3e quart-temps.
Check 55 to Mike. Here we go, D, get off the field.
Ready.
They'll set up a throw.
Non.
And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped the pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the
J'ai failli me faire cartonner. Hein. Oh là là, c'est joli. Oh, ça, par contre, on va pas me voir lancer la balle, mais à une demi-seconde près, je me faisais défoncer par le... Ouais. Bah touchdown, hein. Moi je m'en fiche. Je veux pas la faute. Trop se précipiter hein, dans ces cas-là. Hein. Ah c'est dommage, on va pas le revoir. C'est très joli. 15-27, ils sont revenus, on a attaqué le 4e quart-temps.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you.
Bon retour défensif.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can make a plan.
This is caught at the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the
fois,
way down inside the 20. A gain of 32 that time. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team.
21 était parti à droite, sauf que le 13 repartait à gauche.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw.
C'est dangereux, 55 était dessus. On est passé. On est passé.
It's also a gain of 9. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9.
Ah, non, c'est récupéré.
Oh
là là, comment il court. Oh putain. Je suis lent à côté de lui. Hein. 15-27. Il reste 2 minutes. Dans ce dernier quart-temps.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Now Collins. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Oh, c'est magnifique. Oh, c'est magnifique. Oh, ah, là, je crois qu'il l'a attrapé au visage. Ouais. Même moi, je l'ai vu. Hein. J'aimerais bien voir le ralenti parce que c'était violent. Il avait esquivé tout le monde. Il pourrait même y avoir une sanction plus lourde parce que c'était vraiment sale ce qu'il a fait. C'était très sale. Hein.
From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Ah, c'est
Meanwhile, here's a shot for the end zone right away, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra
Timeout
defenders out there. Right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Trying to punch it in with Collins. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Well, partner, even though my phone alarm failed me this morning and
Voilà, le match termine là-dessus.
We still made it through this thing together, didn't we?
Well, you always know I need extra workouts just to keep up with you, so it doesn't matter. But thanks for sharing a booth, and thanks for being our quarterback.
Yeah, you're the quarterback. Always a pleasure, my friend. So for
15-27.
Tampa Bay, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll be guaranteed a finish of no better than 500 as they drop to 7-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'il va nous dire, lui? Je dois l'avouer, vous avez fait plutôt du bon boulot. Alors, ils disent I got one sack. Je pense que c'est une fois il a réussi à me cartonner. Je me demande si c'était pas lui le 99, alors qu'il espérait le faire 3 ou 4 fois. Ensuite, qu'est-ce qu'il dit? Il dit qu'on doit être... ça doit nous rendre fiers, parce qu'effectivement, on a réussi à le contrer, et qu'on a gagné, et c'est tout ce qui importe dans ce jeu. Voilà, comme on a réussi à ce qu'il ne nous cartonne pas 4 ou 5 fois, petit bonus d'XP pour notre perso. Alors là, on va arriver directement à ce qui devrait être notre tout dernier match de la saison. Alex Collins revient encore une fois vers nous. Alors il nous dit que il sait qu'on a eu quelques différends cette année sur comment il pouvait aider l'équipe, mais qu'en tout cas il était prêt à contribuer. Alors il m'approche pas de la même manière qu'il l'avait fait auparavant. On va essayer de lui passer quelques ballons. On espère qu'il sera content. Dernier entraînement de la saison, bien sûr, je précise. On aura certainement avant les playoffs l'occasion 2.
I'm ready to work today. You ready to work? You ready to work? All right, then let's see it. Let's get out there and do it.
Set hut. 90. Wolf. Ready, ready.
Ah, c'était pas du tout sur lui, c'était sur le numéro 13, ma passe.
Set. 30 base. Let's
On
go.
s'est passé, c'est ça le principal.
Go.
Oh, il y a du monde. Ouais, ça a même été intercepté. Pire que tout, hein.
Here we go. Here we go. 10 Lobo. Set hut.
T'es tout seul.
Come on, set. 18 Gator. Ready, go.
C'est pas retourné.
Set, ready. 60 orange. Hut, hut.
C'était pas sur lui, hein, au début que je voulais la passer, mais bon, il s'est retrouvé tout seul devant moi.
I mean, you had a great day today. You've taken the first steps towards success in this league. But don't fall back and get lazy. There's more steps ahead, so you gotta keep it up.
C'est parti. Falcons d'Atlanta, on les a déjà rencontrés.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a terrific matchup on tap between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime, but kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Well, we are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. With the echoes of cannon blast still ringing in our ears from the north end zone, the Bucs were introduced a moment ago, and they are all set as their guys will do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Et on sera chez nous.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now. 60 outlaw.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Hut, hut.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And Brate, the tight end's got it.
Ouais, une faute.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Ça commence bien.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
He'll look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be a second down.
And with the Buccaneers' new coaching staff, you have to figure they're going to want to use O.J. Howard a little bit more this season. 34 catches, 565 yards last year. That was in only 10 games. 6'6", 251, and can run. Find a way to get him the ball as they just did there.
Well, apart from Kyler Murray, not too many mobile QBs in this year's rookie class, but some good scrambling there to get the first.
And him running the football is not something that defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
On était passé. C'est pas duré longtemps.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw.
Allez, 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 allez. Oh, joli. Belle défense.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
Here we go. Set. 60 Pittsburgh.
6-man. Check curls.
And go.
He'll drop to throw. Step, and he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. It's a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs have taken a first quarter lead.
J'aurais eu le tort de pas le tenter.
Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Ready, ready. 50. Plant. Come to my world. We want it. Come and go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Maybe.
That's caught out left by Perriman. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Here we go, D.
Pas passé.
Here I come again.
There from the
Here I
slot
come
for the
again.
conversion.
I love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well run route.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
Ah, sérieux comment il a fait pour louper ça.
So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
Allez, Collins. Vas-y, mon canard, fais le job.
The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
They'll set up to throw.
Ouh, c'était chaud. Allez, 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 allez. Yeah, touchdown. Le deuxième.
His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to keep. When you start counting.
Transformé.
Okay, ready. Check. 45's the mic.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Ready, go.
Here's a first down run with Collins. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one.
Fin du premier quart.
Like on that first run, they're trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you
Bonne entrée en
stop the
matière.
jab, get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play?
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Check 8, 3. Ready, ready. Tackle.
Second and 9 now.
Ah, trop tôt.
Looking middle, and it's
Trop tôt,
incomplete.
trop tôt.
He was looking for Brashad Perriman, and it's 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. And he'll get
Belle
this
percée.
awfully close to a first down.
He wasn't
Well,
ready.
that's going to be
He
a
wasn't
razor-thin
ready.
measurement.
Pas compris là pourquoi on l'a perdu.
Here we go. 10 Tucson. 45.
Check, 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 check.
Ready.
On 1st and goal, Collins. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
On continue.
But down here near the goal line, you don't think of a cornerback in run coverage, but he made the stop.
Yeah, most of the cornerbacks we know, they want to be those pass defenders and take away one half of the field. But the best ones in the game are the complete cornerbacks, able to tackle and run support, as we just saw there.
2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably doing play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is the time you do action, throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4 down territory.
They're able to hold them to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14.
Ah, ils ont marqué.
13 games going on here this final Sunday of 2019, the final Sunday of the regular season. 3 more games still to come following us. Raiders, Broncos, Cards, Rams, and Niners, Seahawks. And then we'll know the 12 teams who will continue on into the playoffs starting next Saturday here on EA Sports.
The best play callers in any league know how to break their tendencies. They study themselves, they self-scout, and they realize most of the time you don't call a draw play on 1st and 10. So every so often you insert that play just to make the defense think, even if it's not successful. It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my
Il est passé.
that size, that speed, and now
Par contre, ça va être la fin du deuxième quart-temps. J'essaye de lui faire plaisir à Collins. Et puis si en plus il fait le job, hein.
So we've come upon halftime here in week 17.
Alors on est à mi-parcours. 2 touchdowns à 1.
EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our halftime report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time. We'll kick things off in Charlotte, an NFC South matchup pitting New Orleans against Carolina. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And it's the visiting Washington Redskins who have the lead in that one. Rashard Matthews, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore. Check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. James Washington, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Ouh, ça revient. Ça revient.
Come on, set. 18 Gator. Strip that ball. Ready.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's caught by Mike.
Il l'a gardé.
And he takes
Oula, oula, oh là là, oh là 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 là. Pas mon numéro 13. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Oh. Ils vont pas me l'avoir abîmé pour les phases finales, hein. Et enfoiré.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Double tight, double tight. 4 down, 4 down. Alert.
Looking to throw.
Oh, il a lâché la balle, c'est pas bon.
C'est
pas bon.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in the second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
The 3rd down pass intended for Rashawn Harriman. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field.
Putain, 17-14. Ça fait mal au derche.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
On play action, they'll throw.
Oh là là, le 99. Dès que je l'ai vu arriver, j'ai tout de suite voulu passer le ballon. Quel enfoiré. Et puis il fait sa petite danse en plus.
What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. 2nd and long. Finds his target, the rookie Scott Miller. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense...
Oh là là, comment c'était couillu. J'ai cru que j'allais me faire pénaliser parce que j'avais trop avancé.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a give to Collins, and he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Sacré retour, hein, en tout cas, nos adversaires.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll drop the throw.
Allez-le, allez. Oh, magnifique. Ah, j'espère qu'on va voir le ralenti parce que il nous a fait un envol.
And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On 1st down, Collins, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again.
On avance.
Afternoon continues. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Oh joli. Oh, est-ce que c'est marqué? Ah, je crois pas. Ah, il nous a fait 2 esquives. C'est impressionnant. Allez, on va la mettre là quand même. Oh putain. Il attend.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield. Picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done. Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the
Pression monte, hein.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And they're knocking on the door. Second and goal now in a one-score game.
Oh là 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 là. Allez, vas-y, 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 vas-y. Oh, j'ai l'impression que c'est les joueurs qui m'ont bloqué en plus. Ah, c'est terrible. Terrible.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back.
And he will score.
Quand même. Quand même.
It's their quarterback.
Ah, c'est génial.
And the Bucs have taken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never say never situation.
Il y avait un tout petit trou, hein.
That looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big.
17-21, il reste 1-19. On va jouer le temps, on va faire ça sale. Ils vont cracher du timeout, hein. Voilà, timeout, voilà, direct.
The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
On va recommencer. Ce serait bien, c'est qu'on passe cette fichue ligne. Allez, 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 vas-y. Ça passe, impec. Timeout. Oh, ils m'ont encore blessé un joueur. C'est moi qui fais un timeout, ça se fait, putain. Oh, ça craint. Commence à faire beaucoup, hein. Je sens que c'est la fatigue de la saison.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They run with Collins. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain.
That's it, baby.
After the pickup of 5, here's
stratégie.
No gain on this defense, no gain.
They go again with Collins.
Oh, oh, il lui a foutu un coup de genou. Oh, c'est dommage, on le revoit pas, mais comment il l'a fait dégager. Là, on voit que il n'y a plus de timeout, le temps file. On va prendre notre temps. Pas le moment de se faire piquer le ballon. Par contre, là, faut qu'on passe cette ligne. Hein. De l'autre côté, si on la passe, on marque quasiment le touchdown. Chaque seconde est importante. Yes, joli.
And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty.
Quasiment terminé, hein. Et voilà, fin du match, nouvelle victoire. Même si à un moment donné on était, c'est nous qui perdions.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Buccaneers, a final win here means they'll finish off the regular season at a solid 13-3. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they'll limp to the finish line with a final record of 5-11. And this is a team that has a few good pieces in place, but could stand to get deeper and younger all around.
Ah, alors il nous dit c'est comme ça qu'on termine une saison. Il sait qu'il n'a pas joué le mieux qu'il pouvait, mais il a été content de faire partie de notre attaque. Petit bonus de morale. Et voilà donc pour la fin de cette saison. Rendez-vous dans le prochain épisode pour le début des playoffs.